Hi everyone! In this video, I will be going over how to share your work on Google. The steps in this video can be used for Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, so basically any Google tool where you want to be able to share your work with someone else. As you can see here, I have a blank Google Doc that I want to be able to share with somebody. So, to share, I'm going to click on this blue share button. And there are two ways that you can share your work in Google. The first way is to use a shareable link, and the second way is to type in the name or email address of the person who you want to share your work with. You have the ability to set the permissions of what someone can do with your work once you share it with them. To decide what you want someone to be able to do, you can click on this little pencil and you have the choice of letting somebody view your work, meaning they can see it, but they cannot write comments or change your work in any way. If you allow somebody to comment, they can view your work and put comments on the side that you can then view and go back to. And when you allow somebody to edit your work, they can view your work, they can make comments, and they have the ability to change your work. So just be aware that these are the different permissions that you can give somebody when you share your work with them. So the first way that you can share your work with others is to use a shareable link. So if I click on this little icon, you can see that it generated a URL that links to this Google Doc. The default setting is that anyone who has an HWRSD account can view this document, meaning they can see it, but they can't edit it or put comments. If you want to change that, you can click this little drop-down menu, and you can see that you can allow them to comment or edit. The choice is yours. If you want to have more options and say you want somebody who doesn't have an HWRSD account to be able to view your work, you can click More. Now you can see you have a bunch of different options on who can view your work if they have access to the shareable link that we just generated. You can have it so that anyone who has an HWRSD account and the link can access your work, that they can find it without necessarily having the work, that anyone who has the link, regardless of whether or not they have an HWRSD account, can view your work or edit it or comment depending on the permissions you set, or that it's on the open web and literally anybody can view your work. Now here you can see we can set the permissions on whether or not whoever we share with can view, comment, or edit our work. If you are sending out a general link, I would recommend that you keep it at they can simply view your work. Because if you don't know who has access to your work, why would you let them have the ability to change it? So, as a general caution, I recommend simply allowing someone to view your work if you're using a shareable link. So you can click Save, and if you want to, you can just copy this link, email it to whoever you want to have access, and they will get the email, be able to open your document, and do whatever you gave them permission to do. The second way is to enter the name or email address of the person you want to share with. So if I want to share my document with the IRC, I can type in the email for the IRC, which is irc@hwrsd.org, and you can see that it popped up. This is because I'm logged into my HWRSD account, and all of the HWRSD accounts are linked together. So if you know somebody's name, you can just start typing that in and their email should pop up. The other option is to simply type out the email address. It's basically the same thing. And you can add as many people as you want to. So if you're working on a group project and you're making a slideshow and everybody has their own slides that they're working on, you can add as many people and you can all work on your individual slides. Again, I want to emphasize that you get to determine what the people you share with can do with your work. So if I'm working on a PowerPoint with somebody else, they should probably be able to edit it so they can do their work on it too. So just again, re-emphasizing what permissions you can grant somebody with your work. And once I decide that these are the people I want to share with, I can click the blue send button and they will get an email saying that I have shared my work with them. And then once they open the email, they can view it and you're able to share your work with them. So, as you can see, there are 2 ways to share your work with others on Google. Again, this can be done on Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, basically any Google tool where you have work that you want to share with somebody else. I hope this video was helpful. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email the IRC at irc@hwrsd.org.